Today's podcast is brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey. You can check them out at howlerhead.com, a handcrafted, award-winning, 80-proof Kentucky straight bourbon. And listen, damn it, it's got the flavors of banana. You like MMA, you like Dana White, you like the UFC. Let's support them, baby. Get the bourbon, get the Howler Head Whiskey, the only whiskey you will find at Fury Fighting Championships. HowlerHeadWhiskey.com, howlerhead.com.
And now, Houston, Texas, make some noise because the time for talk is over. It's time to unleash the Fury.
Yo, the time for talk is now. Welcome into Fury Unleashed. What's up, Rich Burmaster?
Man, I gotta say, I like that. I like that type of intro right there. My man got right to work, knowing that he just said the time for talk is over a few seconds ago.
Right.
Brought us in all sexy like. I like
But now it's time to talk. It was over. Now it's time.
Dude, first of all, that shirt, collar and elbow wrestling, are you shitting me?
Hey, bro. Hey, shout out Al Snow, Ohio Valley Wrestling.
Love it.
Where we at, Diego? Boom. Look
at that con.
the Mid-South Wrestling throwback logo.
LA Fitness.
Oh.
I wish. That's where I need to get. That's where I need to get into. I need to be there.
Man.
I need to be.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to my guy real quick. Vince Hall, man. I got some new workouts. Been trying to like. You ever go to the gym? You just kind of feel like, fuck, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over.
You plateau, yeah.
So like my guy Vince.
Yeah.
Hooking it up. Hey, huh? What's up? Yeah. Hey, shout out to every 40-year-old listening to this, right?
40 for 8 if you man. 2 years I'll be 50.
You'll be 50 in 2 years? Diego, you don't look a day over 63, man.
No,
Like,
you look.
I remember what Eric was trying to sell us on from Mexico a while back. He's like, you got to get your...
The peptides?
No. There you go, peptides. This is what I was looking for.
What was it? There was
steroids and peptides.
There was a specific list. I'm not trying to say that I emailed the people in Mexico who gave me an email address that I could email to, and they never responded. But if they do, I'm going to buy some shit. I'm going to buy some shit.
The cartel doesn't check emails.
Well, they just outlawed it, too. Yeah.
I took it for like 4 weeks, man, and I sure you're supposed to take it longer.
Yeah.
But I didn't see shit, and I was
Well, I can't say that the BPC 157 like did anything.
it's supposed to be recovery.
It's a recovery thing, but the problem is like it's now outlawed. So like
I put some outlaw shit in my body for 4 weeks.
to waste to well. That's who I was getting it from. But now
Me too.
I need to talk with Denise. And
They outlawed it. Why?
So the government changed to like certain peptides you can't make it anymore. I don't know the reason. I'm not that smart.
The problem with a lot of these things is
Because it was cutting into somebody's money somewhere.
That's probably.
Hey, if you're FC 88,
but a lot of this stuff like increases cancer cell growth and all sorts of shit.
So that's one.
Who cares about that? They didn't pay their fee to the FDA, so they can't get approved.
And so that's that's more of like HC
But we can pass through a fucking vaccine in 2 months.
But you also have to have cancer for it to multiply it. So if you
A
don't,
lot of men don't realize they have cancer until after they get their prostate checked when they're 50 years old or whatever.
hey, all you guys, our ladies out there with testicles, please make sure you guys go and get
It's 2024.
prostate checked. And if you don't have a prostate, well, you know what side you should actually be claiming.
it's not gay if they're girl balls.
You can do it by blood test now, right?
I don't know.
I think so.
Did they stick your finger up you last time? Do that.
No, yeah, it's all blood tests now.
Have you had that yet? Have you had the finger insertion yet? It's coming.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary. It's scary.
You look forward to it.
No, I do not.
Your doctor's into Rich.
No, I know.
How his voice changed. He's like, hey, Rich, have one finger. You want two? You want two, Rich?
When you enlisted, you got poked, right?
I don't remember. It was like, I just want to sit there. I just remember.
Sober up. I've told you my story about them asking me to like push with my ball.
Yeah. Push. Now, push.
What?
Realistic.
You feel like our guy in round 5 getting asked to squat.
Hey, wow.
What?
Yeah.
Why ask me to do this?
Hey, I did prepare one time.
That's probably
when I turned 40.
You shaved your butthole?
I thought I wiped it clean. I got some wet wipes for the first time. Yeah. Yeah, like I made sure like I strode real hard.
I sure did.
Real hard, and then I got to the doctor, and I was like, "All right, well, I guess we got it." He was like, "Oh no, that's not until you're like 50." I'm like, "Oh, I was disappointed."
Yeah. You mean I don't get to show off my fancy nuts?
I was really hoping that like, I mean, I'm worried about getting that prostate. What if I like it?
If you like me, you're fired.
But they roofie you though. They roofie you.
Roofie?
Yeah.
Your experience.
Yeah, I got it.
Rich is gonna splatter the wall, and the doctor's like, "This never happened before."
He goes over here. Diego over here is like, "Man, you know, when I went to get my last filling, you know, you take your clothes off to go to the dentist, right?" You're like, what? Wait.
They roofie you. Yeah.
I don't know about that, man.
Oh my goodness, guys! Hey, what a great weekend we had! Fury FC 88, Cowboys Dance Hall in San Antonio. How fun is San Antonio?
Man, it's always a blast out there, man. Even with the few hiccups that we had, production wise and whatnot, dude. The vibe at Cowboys Dance Hall, man, it just brings it up next level. Home away from home, man. I'm always happy to go out to San Antonio.
I think San Antonio may be. I mean, listen, Houston's our hometown. It's always going to be our hometown. That's home number 2.
Yeah, for real, man.
Showing up too.
Dallas has been. We just don't go as often.
Dallas.
Yeah.
We do Dallas twice a year, I think.
Yeah, but how many times do we go to San Antonio a year? 4 to 5?
Probably 3 to 4.
Double that easy, man.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, we could never leave Texas and just put on crazy shows all the time. And
we do one a month in Houston, obviously.
Right.
So that's 12. If we do 3 in San Antonio and 3 in Dallas,
well,
18.
You figure we do one a month Furies, right? And then now if you add in Challengers, and then you add in
Amateur series.
I mean, just in Houston alone, we probably do 20 shows.
Easy.
Yeah, and you're not even counting submission.
That's not even counting submission art.
So, but I do think as we are growing, San Antonio is such a good market, man. There's so many. The amateur scene there rivals the amateur scene here. Like,
100%.
it's so good out there.
Dude, we had like originally when we started off, and that's because I stopped matching, but we had like a 15 fight amateur card on for the prelims.
What?
We ended up with 10.
Do you remember?
They're all fucking.
Do you remember? It was a couple of years ago.
I think Eric likes staying.
We started a show at like 11 a.m. one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had 15 and 15.
I remember that. That was like a double show day.
Dude, it was one of those.
You know what was amazing about that show is that it stayed packed from the first fight to the last fight.
That's San
That's
Antonio,
the one
baby.
that you walked outside and the line was
Yeah.
all the way to the freeway almost.
Yeah, man.
Because we had considered
That's San Antonio for you.
We had considered at one point we were going to make it 2 shows. Right. We were going to have everybody. We were going to have everybody leave the venue. Leave the venue, and then the second set of people who bought tickets could come in.
And then we just said, "Fuck
It was so packed. We're like, just leave it.
Yeah.
Just leave it, man. Yeah, San Antonio has been great for us. And listen, this card started off absolutely on fire. One of the things that people don't realize is up until the last minute, I see people asking us all the time, hey, where's the fight layout? Where's the fight card? We can give you something. It changes literally up until the last minute.
I don't bother you guys until like fight day. Like, hey, this was still on?
Yeah, we could put something out, and we know it's going to change. Mm-hmm. And so leading up unto this card, Eric and I were going back and forth about how to open it. And Eric wanted to open up with the 125ers. Because you believe there'd either be a knockout or a submission.
Yeah.
And you were right. I wanted to bring in Dallas Dodd because I'm like, this kid is the 6'4", lanky, and I really wanted is great. I wanted him to get on the mic. The Lone Star Playboy?
Yeah.
The best looking guy.
Best looking guy in the roster. I love it.
Hey, let's shout out to Dallas.
Hey, so I can tell you before we go any further, he came out with my favorite type of music, salsa music. Yeah. So I love that shit.
So we were laughing. So beforehand, Eric's like your guy better finish. I'm like, well, your guy better finish too. And here I am, dude. I'm riding this high. They come out first round's pretty good. It was first round finish or second round finish?
Second round. Yeah, 43.
So first round was pretty good, back and forth. And then Dodd, shows that he's that next level up and just dominates on the ground, just destroys him. So I'm feeling super pumped. We get this great interview. Man, I'm through the roof. I'm like, yeah, I called this. I called my guy, giving Eric a little shit. What does Trey fucking Lopes do? Comes out, 18-second armbar.
Bro, textbook.
Are you shitting me?
Heck, I would have never saw that from Drake.
No, we would have thought it would have been a knockout from Drake. We thought, honestly, if, and man, shout out to Mason Lacabellas. He got it right where he wanted it.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to fight on the ground.
Right.
No one saw that armbar coming. And a big shout needs to go out to Jacob Landon and the guys at House of Jiu-Jitsu, because they have taken Drake and clearly changed his. He's fucking dangerous.
I talked to him yesterday. You know what he said? I talked to Jacob yesterday, and he said, "You guys ain't fighting no more unless they're putting a gi on." He's like, "I'm making these dudes learn the fundamentals from the gi."
I like that.
I said, "That obviously it's working for Drake." And the other thing that was pretty cool, he's like, "Man, he drilled that armbar upstairs on those mats while he was warming up over and over and over." And I told him, "Look, Drake, we don't want to be on our back with this guy."
Yeah.
And he agreed. He goes, and right when we walked out, I put the mouthpiece in his mouth, and he said, "Coach, man, that armbar is going to be there. Can I go for it, please?" And I was like, "Fuck it, do it."
That's awesome.
And he fucking did it.
And
That's amazing.
It really depends,
Yeah, man.
depends on kind of like your theories as a coach. For me, I don't want my guys on their back either. I want them to get up. But if you think about it, if I toss up a triangle or a armbar, if they defend it and they pass, I have an opportunity to get to my knees and start to wrestle back up.
Right.
So the worst case scenario, Drake could have wrestled back up. Now,
Unless you get a guy like Adam Vigil on top of you.
We'll talk about that monster here just a little bit.
Sam, how about Shane Keefe, man, moving to 4-0?
Man. Hey, listen, shout out to Michael Murphy, who took this fight not only on short notice, but a weight class up. And when we talk about guys who are like Fury guys, Michael Murphy's a Fury guy.
That's my guy, man.
Yeah, dude, we love Michael Murder Murphy.
Guy, bro. Like,
It doesn't matter who we say, "Hey, Mike, do you want to fight this guy?" Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
but I thought Michael Murphy was going to be the perfect fight.
For Shane to stand.
Shane was going to stand up and throw it, man. It's proven, and Mike's not wrong. Nobody's going to stand in front of him.
Hey, didn't he apologize for going for submission? He's like, "Hey, I didn't want to see a knockout, but the triangle was there. I kind of had to go for it.
I mean, he took him down, though.
See you next time."
You do what you got to do to win. No, that's not a mark against it, but, man, I'd really like to see somebody stand up. And I
got to do within a
I
reason.
talked to somebody yesterday that says they'll fight Michael Murphy. David
The
Armas.
message oh, yeah, okay.
David Armas. Do you think David Armas will double leg him?
I think David Armas is going to stand in the pocket and throw with him.
Yeah.
Shane went too, though.
I think, I think you don't realize.
in the pocket and throw with them until they stand in the pocket and throw with them.
He's a big guy, too.
Let's be honest, like, putting a David Armas and Michael Murphy fight on a Fury card is not like it's not a prospect to watch fight.
No.
But it's a super fan-friendly fight. It'll get the crowd going crazy. Both of those guys are local guys. If we put them on a Houston card,
Yeah, that's a Fury finger, right?
I think
man.
and Michael Murphy deserves a fight like that.
Michael Murphy deserves to have a fight, and so does David Armas.
So does David Armas.
If you go look at David Armas' career, a lot of guys try and take him down.
Well, he asked me for a retirement fight. He says, "I want to retire with y'all."
Yeah, I'm trying in my head. I'm trying to think like he's got like what 30 fights. Or
I
so?
can't think of a better
The
fight.
last guy he fought was Santiago Guzman for us.
So, yeah.
I think so, right?
And David was one of those guys when you look at the early days of
Fight whoever, too.
not like UFC, but like the early days of Fury. I mean, whoever you call
David Armas fought on Cage Combat 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I call it right.
That's OG, man. He's been around a long time, and sometimes records can be deceiving.
Right.
He's
tough, bro.
He is very, very
He's a tough dude.
And I've seen him like he's had a few fights where his luck wasn't there, where he threw out his shoulder a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like he would get injured. And remember, for a while there, every time he would fight, the insurance was like, "Come on, man.
Yeah.
What are we doing?"
Like, this guy racked up all these money.
So it's MCL, PCL, LCL, LDLs, everything.
Well, they start questioning, like, was he injured before the fight happened? It's like, hey, listen, I can't say he was or not.
Yeah, I think Michael Murphy and him is going to be a great.
If we make it, that'll be a good fight.
I hope that happens. I think that's a fan favorite fight. But again, man, listen, Shane Keefe got it done, and at 4-0 at 170, he's a big 170. He kind of puts himself now in that mix with our other 170s. And I can tell you the matchup I would like to see, and I think if we can make it happen, and maybe I think an Isaac Moreno and Shane Keefe fight could be fun, because I don't know how the hell you get Isaac Moreno down.
July 12th,
Just saying.
San Antonio.
Just saying.
We find out July 12th.
Hey, the fight that most of us pinned for fight of the night.
Oh yeah, man.
Dude, Lopes,
Sao
the best.
Paulo
Gabriel
versus Rio de Janeiro. Hey, man, they didn't disappoint, man. They left it in there, man.
The only thing I was disappointed about is Loham didn't get too crazy out the face-offs. And normally he does.
And he's usually in their face.
Yeah, normally he does. He's got the
respect.
Maybe because he gets a fellow Brazilian.
Fellow Brazilian. I was going to say maybe he's got respect for his countrymen.
How crazy
That's
is
what it is.
I didn't
We'll go with that.
I didn't realize this, and I told you this cage side yesterday watching or Sunday watching. When you think of Gabriel Macario, you think of the seasoned veteran who's been around a long time. Yeah. You think of Loham as this rising prospect. They're a fucking year apart in age. They're 1 year apart in age. But the first thing you said to me, you were like, "Damn, dude, Macario's been in some wars." And when you go back and you look at his record,
he's been in some wars, bro.
If you were to name like the top 5 best Fury fights of all time, Macario's probably been in 3 of them.
He's at least half of them, yeah.
Him and Josh Altum. Him and Shaquem, right? And I mean, he's done it so many times. That's another guy who, he's going to be a Hall of Famer one day for Fury, and because it's not just about like the record. It's what you did.
It's what you did for
yeah. I mean, what you did for
Michael Murphy as well.
Michael Murphy, 100%, man.
Murphy as well.
Hey, look, Loham moves up to 8-2.
Yeah, unanimous decision.
He could possibly be the main event for that July card.
Loham,
he deserves that spot in his
hometown. I would agree, man.
I think Loham is going to be looking at this 421 card and like, who's the champ coming out of this? And what I very well could see happening. Listen, if Michael Aswell wins the belt 421, it's probably his last fight for Fury.
Yeah, for sure.
He's going to get called up.
Okay, so then why not if Aswell wins the belt and gets called up, and Justice Torres wins his fight? Why not Justice Torres and Loham in San Antonio?
Torres.
Why not? If for some reason that doesn't happen, why not Loham and Matthias? I'm just saying.
That's another fellow Brazilian.
So many 45.
Fellow countrymen.
More countrymen.
Yeah.
They should have Loham run through everybody in Brazil.
Hey, shout out. Hey, again, man, congratulations to Loham.
Tubuku.
Great to see that guy out there. And, hey, the comeback kid, man, Freddy Rodriguez picked up the big W in enemy territory with a smart fight.
Another unanimous decision. He was in there clapping cheeks, according to Raheel Romtholi.
That was the best soundbites I've heard all year. So for those who don't know, usually within 12 to 24 hours after show is, Eric and I are watching the shows and sending feedback to each other about like, hey, this happened or this happened or this didn't happen. Man, I had to stop it and rewind it twice when I heard Raheel.
I heard that one.
He's in there clapping cheeks.
I heard that one night of, man. That one got some Twitter love from Fight Pass. They posted that one and said, what did he say?
I was dying laughing. Shout out to Raheel Ramsadali, one of the best to do it, baby. But Freddy Rodriguez showed a very diversified game plan coming in there. He would throw strikes, and his wrestling was able to quickly show some wrestling and then get back out and throw some strikes. Now, he did run into exactly what we thought could happen in the third round. Eddie Frye almost stopped that fight. Eddie Frye has so much
Eddie's
power.
dangerous at any time.
Eddie Frye's dangerous, man. And if most of his fights end in the first round. For Freddie to do what he did and go all 3 rounds with Eddie Frye, shit, man, he moves to 6-1. That's impressive, man.
We got to think, Freddie's only loss is to Nick. To Nick Piccinini.
Yeah, Nick
It's a big loss. I mean, when you look at the 25 division, he's right there at 6-1.
He asked me about a title shot. I was like, man, that shit.
Not yet.
Like maybe 2 more. Give him 2 more.
Yeah, he's
8-1. He'll be right.
He's right there.
He's making a case for himself.
Yeah,
He definitely is. And again, props to Eddie Frye. What a great guy to have on the roster.
Yep.
He's always exciting. And you're watching this fight the entire time, and what I love about watching Eddie fight, he's never out of it. Like,
Never.
You're watching this fight, I mean, like, he's getting wrestled down, man. It's not going the way he wants. Is his gas tank fading a little bit? I don't know. And then he drops Freddie with that big right hand.
He's got another gear, man.
Yeah. Man.
Whenever he feels backed into a corner like that, man, he's got another gear that he goes to.
And again, I've been a coach trying to game plan for him, and you know exactly what he's going to do, and he just does it so damn well. Congratulations to Eddie, man. That was awesome. It was a great fight to see. Next up was our co-main event.
Yeah, man.
Adam Vigil and Ivan Valenzuela. I thought this fight was going to end early when Ivan hit him with that uppercut, because he dropped Vigil down.
Both those guys are dangerous.
He dropped him. Adam bled everywhere like Adam does. But it went all 3 rounds. Unanimous decision for our boy, unbreakable Adam Vigil.
Is there a thicker 185er?
No. We were talking about that case. Like, what do you think he weighed? Like in the
20
at least.
No, listen. I don't know what his supplement game plan is. I don't know if it'll hold up
With USADA.
with USADA.
And I'm not USADA no more. What is it now?
Or whatever it is.
Whatever the new thing is.
Or something like. And listen,
We can't say USADA anymore.
I'm not saying he won't, but I'm saying he's Yoel Romero ripped.
For real,
that dude is massive and couldn't be a nicer fella.
Like 0.8% body fat.
That's just like paper, bro. Like paper thin. When you walk up, you can like,
Dude, and
all veins.
his ground and pound, I thought they were going to stop that fight. Did you see what he did to his eye with that one shot? Yeah. Man.
But I'll tell you this though, like everything he throws, it's with bad intentions, man.
Dude, you ever seen somebody miss 2 punches and the entire crowd go, oh,
Yes. We were right there with him. Yeah.
He would have knocked that dude's head into the fucking third row, bro.
I don't know how it looked on TV, but if you're there watching it live, shout out Diego. If you're there at the live event watching, you hear those
He's
punches
coming, bro.
That
Like
shit lands.
bad intentions.
It would have been lights out.
Yeah, he was really pushing for that main event. Like he wanted to see the main event win. He wanted to see Borrego win because he knows holding a victory over Borrego, it puts him in a better light of maybe like, hey man, if I beat him and he beat this guy, it's really cool. But Jordan Wright came into town to play the spoiler, and now I know we all have varying opinions on how this main event and this fight went down. I will say that for myself, looking at Jordan Wright, he had lost 5 of his last 6. He'd lost 4 in a row.
all in the UFC.
All in the UFC. He went 2-5 in the UFC, but he had lost 4 in a row. He gets cut from the UFC. His first fight out of the UFC is a main event slot on UFC Fight Pass. And I think after the first few exchanges with Zach, he made a business decision that may not have been the best long-term for business, but for business that night, his best route was... Now, he was trying to put him away. He tried a Darce choke. He tried arm triangles. Like, in the first round...
He tried to put him away in
the
a
first
safe
round.
in a safe way.
A couple of times that happened, yeah.
I think in the first round, he was trying to put him away. I think when you get past that, especially rounds 3 and 4, it became a game of stalling.
Man.
And just kind of holding Zach against the cage.
Round 4 will be known as the round that Jake Montalvo should have stood them up, should have split them apart, separated from the cage.
Yeah, I was very disappointed with the referee.
For a good 3.5 minutes, they stood along the cage, just kind of do-si-do and rolling around. And
If you look at the who fought before them,
V-Hill and Valenzuela.
okay, and Rex Road,
Yeah.
ref that, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Stood them up a couple times.
No, Joel.
Joel Ojeda.
Okay, well, there was a fight that Rex Road stood the dudes up a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I was
That
expecting.
might have been Freddie Rodriguez and Eddie.
And I was expecting that from this fight. Like,
Yeah,
you got a
man.
main event, you got 5 rounds, you see the crowd's already fucking bored.
Montalvo, he's got
Separate
that
them.
Rex Road experience level, so I was kind of surprised to see him let them stay in those positions for as long as he did.
I didn't
But
like it,
I feel like
man.
Rex
I didn't
probably
like it.
would have separated them and made them fight.
I think Montalvo is the most experienced ref in Texas. I mean, he came that night before he was reffing UFC, and he flew in from Vegas to ref. He reffed UFC Fight Night on Saturday night. He's one of the most well-respected refs, jiu-jitsu black belt, tons of experience.
Which goes
He did separate him in the 5th round finally. He separated him like, hey, go.
I think maybe, look, every ref is different. And I wish there was like a standard, hey, man, they've been against the cage for 45 seconds with nothing happening, pull them off. But there's not. And
3 minutes is excessive, though.
it was. It was. I think if Jacob was to go back and maybe watch that fight, he might have done it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what you don't understand is, like, you're messing with somebody's career at that point. There's no fixing it.
But he's also messing with Jordan's. He's also messing with the other guy's career. And the ref cannot let the crowd dictate.
For sure. For sure. I agree with that, no doubt. But, I mean,
I don't agree.
3 minutes in the same position.
It wasn't working, man.
I don't agree with him holding him against with Jacob not splitting him up. He should have split them up. But also, there's a handful of refs that I can think who I would trust for one of our main events, and I think most of the time we all would have said yes to Jacob Montalvo.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Being that referee.
I agree.
Now, also, never has Jordan Wright ever fought like that.
100%. And that's
Right.
the only reason I brought him in and put him on the roster, because if you watch his other fights,
He's an exciting fighter.
he's a striker. Like, he does karate shit. I've never seen him fight that way.
I do think.
And had I known, I might have had second thoughts of bringing him in as the main event.
Well, we definitely thought that we were going to get two strikers going at it.
Yeah,
and we
for
thought
sure.
because we had a guy who's literally, if you watch it, he's a freaking sniper. Like
Yeah.
that dude can crack.
Yeah.
And like he made a business decision. What I hope comes out of this, I mean, listen, we signed him for 4 fights. When we bring him back, I hope we see the Jordan Wright that we thought we were going to sign. I also hope, and I hope this isn't taken the wrong way, I hope that until we see Zach Borrego come back, that he doesn't put gloves on, and then he goes somewhere and just wrestles. Just wrestles, because listen,
That would help too. Yeah,
obviously
that's
the
another
game-
thing.
Obviously, the game plan to beat Zach Borrego is to stall him against the cage and try to take him down. Zach, nobody wants to strike with him. Like that kid, outside of Adam Vigil, who is just insane.
But Adam Vigil would clinch him, too.
He would. I mean,
Same thing.
Zach is a problem. Now, if Zach can get... There were many times that we both saw us, because we're sitting there, we're talking to each other the whole time, where Zach would get control, but wasn't able or didn't have the ability at the time to break free. Mm-hmm. And if Zach can just increase his wrestling just another level, just a little bit more, I think we're going to see an even better... And listen, how old is Zach now? 20, like...
Probably 27. What do you
27.
do? Do you send him like to a Fortis and let him go get fucked up and wrestle him
Nah,
like
man,
Kobe?
you come to Houston for a couple of months. You come hang out at the War Training
I mean, you
Center.
take him to War, you take him to Paradigm, you
Bring
take him to
40.
Fortis.
Pay for it to come wrestle with
There
him.
you go.
If you don't want to leave home, bring Kyle and Ford over there.
Listen,
you go.
Clearly his jiu-jitsu defense looked phenomenal. He did a great job stopping many submissions, and he was able to get up a few times. But I think, if there's a clear deficiency, it's in just the pure wrestling department.
Right.
And yeah, whether it's Fortis, listen, I would honestly say War. If you talk to James
That's one idea to pull Ford in and say, hey, man, I'll pay y'all to come out on the weekend.
even Kyle Todrake, like
Both of them.
yeah,
Bring them both.
But I think
Robin Big. Take Robin Big out there.
at 27 years
Deal,
old,
discount.
He's 6-4. He still has a lot left in the tank. 185 is one of those divisions that you don't have to be 31. You can still go.
8-4 still looks good.
Man, it's still going to look good. I think though, like spend that time working on just that one part of your game plan, because everything else, my man, looks good. Looks great. And overall, Fury 88 was a phenomenal card. San Antonio again cracked it out. Had it happen, it was.
How
it was
about
a
my
great
girl
time.
Olivia's interview? What do you think about that?
Hey, she was a little disappointed. Her joke didn't hit with the live crowd whenever
she
she
came and told
opened
us.
with the, hey, I guess the octagon's a scary shape because all these girls want to run when they see it or something, which wasn't a bad line.
It would have been great had the crowd been.
You got to set it up a little bit though. You can't just come in hot with the punchline.
It's so hard sometimes to get that crowd reaction.
Yeah.
because she spoke very well. And,
Oh yeah, she's a great interview.
I did love her right here, right here, shot right here. But she's right. Listen, if you're a 135 female listening to this podcast or you're going to see this at some point, step up. Why would you go sign anywhere else? Name a brand. It does not matter
Because
whether
they're
it's
paying me $200 more.
whether it's Invicta, man,
more
not
than
anymore. Whether it's an Invicta, whether it's I don't know, like LFA, whatever you want to say. There's no better brand that you could fight on. There's no better fighters that you could fight against, and there's nobody paying as much as Eric is willing to pay to have somebody come in and beat her. You come in and beat Olivia, we'll push you. We'll push you in front of Mick. You get to fight in front of Mick Maynard. And even if he's not sitting there in front of the fights, he's watching the fights.
He's going to see
He's
it.
texting us, asking what's going on.
I think a lot of people don't realize that Dana White knows exactly who Olivia Byerly is.
Crazy.
He met her in person, and while he met her, he called Mick and said, sign this girl to Contender Series this year. Mick calls me and says, hey, what's up with this Olivia girl? She won your belt last night. I said, yeah, she won my amateur belt. Oh, that changed everything.
Yeah, of course.
So then he calls Dana back, and Dana's like, get her some pro wins, and then we're going to bring her in for sure.
Now,
So you want to steal that shine? Go fight her.
yeah,
Quit
exactly.
running.
You beat her. You've put yourself not only on Mick Maynard's radar, but Dana White.
Because when this girl makes her debut, Sean, Mick, and Dana are going to be watching.
Oh.
They're going to be watching. And they're waiting. Right now, they're waiting.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. I think.
It's also easier said than done.
Oh, yeah. Beating Olivia, no one's done it yet.
No.
But
Nobody's done it yet.
But if this is what
She's a
you want,
badass.
Yeah.
if you want your future to be in the UFC, this is how you start it, right?
Exactly.
What better way? What better opportunity to start?
I just don't see, and I ask managers this, and when I speak to them, I'll reach out about a girl, and they're like, oh, well, she signed to X. I'm like, why? Like, why did you sign there?
Or if she is, get a one-off. We don't need to sign them for 4 fights.
Get a one-off.
We'll take you for one fight. If you want to come for one fight, we'll take you for one fight.
And we're definitely going to pay you more than you're making. I can tell you that right now.
I'll guarantee it.
So, listen, hey, the bounty for Olivia Byerly's there. Come out, come get it. What'd you say, Diego? You mumbling some shit?
Diego wants to fight her.
Diego, if we put you in a
Diego's going to
wig,
check out OnlyFans.
I'm gonna put Diego in a wig and call him D'Alejandra. Let him go out there.
They're in the pre-fight physical. They're going to check his prostate to see if he's a man or.
Sounds like some kind of fetish porn that I'm not privy to, man.
Hey, did y'all see the guy who got bit at the UFC?
Dude. So Igor got his money held up. And he's getting cut.
He went and got tattooed. That dude who got bit went and got tattooed immediately. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So he got $50K bonus for that.
So Dana was going to give him a $25,000 I got bit bonus. Was a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
the UFC actually put out, and that dude went and got a tattoo of it.
He said, I got bit bonus.
Dana gave him another $25K. How awesome is that?
Now everybody's going to try and get bit.
You know,
Yeah, man. People put your finger out there.
whenever I first whenever I first heard like a fighter got bit, my immediate thought was, oh, a guy had a rear naked choke in. He was
Maybe it's get to that. Well, do we owe Alex Morona the I got bit bonus?
Hey, retroactive.
I was there. I saw that.
$12 that was.
And he got bit. He got bit twice. Chest. Yeah, in the chest.
In the chest.
All right, Alex. It wasn't for my promotion, but
I was there. I was there. Savari's promotion.
The commentators were like talking about like, I don't really see where, I don't know, and then they cut it to the
That's why. Yeah. That's why it's important to go to these regional fights because I was there.
He must have lost his mouthpiece.
yeah,
Because that was clearly all the teeth.
yeah, upper, lower, and then he tried to tell the referee, I didn't bite him.
Yeah. I didn't bite him.
Shaggy, oh, it wasn't me.
Dude, not only did it look like you bit him, it looked like you like chewed it off and enjoyed it.
Like, yeah, exactly, man.
Trying to give it a little hit.
Hey, so when we go back and we talk about that main event that we just had, you know, Eric, I think you can speak to this when it comes from the experience with talking to the people that we talk to every day. The importance of finishing versus just winning. You know, it's I don't think fighters sometimes realize how important it is to finish on the regional level.
and very important.
Yeah, you know, Mick and Sean and Dana and Hunter. I mean, geez, there's so many guys up there now. Like, they care if you finish, and they care if you finish good opponents. They're not like, if you go out and you finish 6 guys who've never had a victory, no one cares. Now you go out and you finish guys who've been in there fighting, who've got some experience. Now they're impressed. Now they're really impressed, and that's what you're trying to do. Every time you fight with us, you're at a job interview. Yeah. You got a job interview to go to the UFC, and if you're not finishing people here, you're not going to finish anybody in the UFC. It's just not going to happen at all.
I'm going to finish this Howler Head whiskey.
Ooh.
Give Rich a little pour.
Oh, I'm fixing to get me a pour right here, right now.
Diego a little pour.
Oh, no, not this. No.
Diego, you did a shot.
I'm going to switch over to the cherry over here. I'm going to leave the vanilla for
Is that
you.
the diet?
Thank you, sir.
Well, you know, it's the Eric Garcia approved zero.
Hey, this
Cherry Coke Zero. It was not a sponsor. You don't have to buy that shit. Get Sam's Club. Whatever.
Tastes the same. What tastes the same?
Hey, this weekend
Dr. Thunder. Whatever.
we got UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Farot or Farot. I'm not sure how you say it.
Verse for us, a hobby.
Hey, both of these jokes said 12-1 versus 11-1.
That's some great matchmaking.
One at 125. Yeah, you know, like the dingo knows what he's doing sometimes.
That's some great matchmaking, Mick.
As you look around, Erin Blanchfield, you know, 12-1. She's number 3 ranked flyweight in the world. Manon Farot coming in at number 4 in the world. Diego, who you got in this fight? Diego's like, I don't know who either one of these chicks are. Just
Diego's gonna say this.
Sir, I don't know who those guys are, sir.
I'm gonna have to go with Erin Blanchfield.
That's who I'm looking at. I'll lean USA, man.
You go.
Let's go Blanchfield.
Why? Why?
Co-main event.
That's how she lives.
Why? I think she's a better fighter overall. She's more proven.
Well, she's also an American, and
I mean, her
Rich Portermaster proudly served this country.
He did.
Fuck up. Proud to be an American. Also up on the card, Vicente Luque taking on Joaquin Buckley in the co-main event. Joaquin Buckley with the
Buckley.
To spit in.
Yeah, I'm going Buckley on that
I want
one.
to spin.
I am going to go with Vicente Luque.
Yeah, Vincente.
Luque.
Beast, man.
He's a monster, man. But he's sticking true to America.
Thanks for
Whenever Buckley
Boricua, baby.
about it next week.
Let's go. Luna Silva taking on Chris Weidman.
Oh,
What?
Weidman.
So his retirement fight or what?
They are talks that this could be his retirement fight. He's lost
3 in a row.
3 in a row, and he's only won 1 out of his last.
Who are his last 3 opponents?
Brad Tavares, Uriah Hall, and then Dominic Reyes. He didn't even win over Amar Akhmadov in there. But you listen to his opponents before that. Dominic Reyes, Jacare Sousa, Kelvin Gastelum, Gergod Mousasi, Yoel Romero, Luke Rockhold, Lyoto Machida, Henderson Silva.
Did he beat all them?
He beat everybody up until Vitor. Listen, this was his UFC run to start. Alessio Sakara,
Look at his record when he went into the UFC.
4-0.
Yeah.
And he took
Small record.
on 15-7
time, though.
Alessio Sakara.
What year was that?
That was 2011.
There you go.
So he beats Sakara.
Is it big?
Felt.
Cage Combat 5.
Then listen to this run to get to the title, Diego. Listen to this. He beats Damian Maia. He beats Mark Munoz, who was the top of his game.
I remember that.
Sure.
He beat the shit out of him.
Beats Anderson Silva to get the title. Breaks Anderson Silva's leg
Yeah, I
to
was
keep
going
the
to say,
title. Then beats Lyoto Machida, and then beats Vitor Belfort. Fuck, that's a resume.
Should retire right there.
Should have quit right there.
Then he broke his leg.
Then he broke his leg. And it was all kind of downhill from there.
Karma train caught up on that one. That kind of
Well,
stuff.
he ran into Luke Rockhold.
Yeah.
And he ran into
is that?
Luke Rockhold.
To break your leg after somebody else broke their leg on you.
Right?
Bro. That's...
Have you ever, do you remember when Corey Hill broke his leg?
Yes. That
That
made
was-
me not ever want to fight again.
That made me not want to throw kicks anymore.
Because that was the first time... That was the first time, and that was a long time ago. That was the first time I had ever saw a break like that. And I know they had happened before in other promotions, whatever.
But nothing to that level.
But when he broke his leg and you just saw it start flopping and he came back and stepped on it, it was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This could happen to anybody.
Yeah, anybody, anytime.
And I'm very grateful that it's never happened in the Fury cage. But, bro, that
We've seen some nasty ones. We've nothing like this.
We've seen arms.
Yeah,
I've seen one at a few where I was commentating on a few promotions, and I've seen that.
Well, Eric Lunsford broke his leg in there, remember?
Yeah. Yep.
But it wasn't like that.
Wasn't like
it
that.
looked like that.
No.
But if you look at the slow-mo from that Eric Lunsford fight in
rough.
Dallas,
Yeah. When
It
he
looked
fought
pretty rough,
A-Train.
Yeah, the Corey Hill one, I remember.
Man.
I want to say, let me pull it up. I want to say Corey Hill was like 06 or maybe 09. It was somewhere in that range. I could be wrong. But he breaks his leg. I think he was here, Ryan Thomas. No.
was it Cole Miller?
Um,
Who did he fight?
It was Jose. Man, I don't remember who it was. Because now I'm not seeing it. Because it was early. It was Dale Hart. It was because remember Corey Hill lied about his fighting record to be able to get into the UFC. So he went into the Ultimate Fighter show, and back then this was 2007. when
Yeah,
he was on the
you
Ultimate
couldn't do that
Fighter.
these days, right?
He was just like, yeah, I've had 4 pro fights. There was no record of any pro fights.
Yeah. All right, cool.
And
He went out there and handled business.
yeah, he beat Rob Emerson, and then he lost to Nate Diaz on the show. He goes and beats Joe Veras on the Ultimate Fighter recap show, and then he loses to Justin Buchholz, and then the Dale Hart fight happens, and this is 2008. And so at that time, I was still at Militich Fighting Systems, and I remember he breaks his leg throwing that kick, and I want to say everybody at the gym that week was everyone was so hesitant. Now then, if I'm throwing the leg kicks, I don't know, man. I don't know if
Gotta set him up.
I don't know if we want to throw this anymore.
Gotta set those leg kicks up, Diego.
Ooh,
Yeah, how's everybody's feet looking? Space City Collective.
space.
Are they in the house?
Today? Yeah.
Not today. For me, I came from the rifle range, so I got my little doohickey boots.
All right, well, fuck me then. All right, nice segment, guys.
I got my shit on right here. Here, let me show you.
I'm wearing my airport shoes today. I'm not wearing my J's. You don't
See that?
fresh.
Give me a camera shot, Diego. Hold on.
Collective. Diego doesn't know how to operate the cameras.
Bam.
Sorry.
See that?
Boom.
Diego, do you know how to refresh your cameras?
Lick these, Diego.
Those are clean. I didn't see a little design on them before. In the light. That's not. Come on. Little laser etching going on over here.
Is that like a classic or is that
Max chain right here?
Hey, Rich, you can leave yours on. Don't take yours off. All right.
It's just so
All right,
already
thanks,
getting off right now.
You just slide these bad boys on like some slippers.
You know, like I grew up liking the Air Max.
Today's Air Max Day.
The Air Maxes.
I don't know if you know today. No, it's Air Max Day.
No.
So I'm waiting right now.
That's what you're doing?
In 9 minutes. Yeah, the new Air Max Off-Whites drop.
I like the black and black.
You like black on black?
Black on black.
That black on black ride?
Blacks.com.
Hey, Diego. What do you call black man on the moon?
Come on, Diego.
I don't know. What?
Hey,
Tell me.
You're racist. You're so racist.
What's it like to be this racist, Diego?
Yeah, this is a racist cop.
Hey, I'm more of a minority than anybody around here.
Here.
You said you're more minority than Eric?
Than anybody in the state of Texas.
Why? Because you got a green card?
Well, I don't got a green card.
Green.
As a matter of fact, no.
Hey, so we got our
This is the segment where I just set them up and I lay out. I don't jump in on that stuff, man.
first
You
quarter.
get me canceled.
Yeah, they say Donald Trump's using all his campaign money for legal fees.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
I'm not mad at that.
I mean, there's
Smart man.
There's plenty more where that came from.
Basically, smart man.
Support.
You know where I heard that? When I was in the bathroom taking a piss and the little screen was on the little screen.
Shout out to the DNA screen.
Shout out to my man Donald Trump.
DNA Studios, and that guy that Eric likes as well.
Hey, so we're wrapping up the first quarter of 2024. And I know I gave you guys kind of late notice when I sent this out about like, hey, give me some ideas of who you're.
This morning on the ride over.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
You've got first quarter's wrapping up. So when you think about the first quarter, think about your first quarter knockout, fighter, submission. Like, what stands out to you from this first quarter of the year?
Jacoby Smith.
Yeah.
Jacoby Smith.
Okay, that's it. Nasty.
Michael Aswell.
Yeah, I think, man.
That one stands out because, I mean, it was a dogfight. Fight of the Year candidate. But it also kind of stands out for the wrong reason, man. I still feel like we got robbed of that fifth round. But that's still my Fight of the Year candidate right now.
I'd like to see Alton get back on the horse and come
That's
back.
really not a bad fight of the year at all, man. That card was really fun.
We're going to see Fight of the Year again, probably with Aswell and Nate coming up here pretty soon. But you know who else could be Fight of the Year? Longoria and Alden Correa.
Whew.
That was a good one too, man.
It's coming up.
Yeah, you know what else? You know what else could be fight of the year?
Justin Longoria. Oh, you're talking about Longoria and who did he fight?
Yeah, the one where he submitted him in
Pineda.
in the last 3 seconds. Yeah, that wasn't Korea. You're right.
You're trying to tell me
That could be submission of the year. That could be fight of the year. I mean, that's a nice candidate.
Who did Longoria just fight?
I don't remember. I'll say in a minute, but I know that I think if we're talking about the fight of the year coming up, I think you can look at.
Hey, with a little more prep, I might be more timelier with my picks.
And Garule.
Yeah.
I can't be getting drunk with you guys and then picking fight of the year.
I know. Perfect. Same here.
That's the perfect time. Hey, did you guys go out and eat in San Antonio at all?
No, dude. I drove in for the show, did the show, drove out. And I was there for the fight.
I went to Riverwalk.
He just threw down with Emerson
Garcia.
Oh, yeah.
He's got my lunch money.
Before that was Javier Cepeda.
Bucky's got your lunch money? And my last 2 trips to Bucky's weren't that
No.
They're just lacking on their sandwiches, their barbecue game. They're half the sandwich is fat. So Bucky's not a sponsor of the show. So
They keep on going up on prices too.
And that too. If you get the XL, they charge you more.
Dude, I used to get a sandwich for like $4.99. Now it's like $8.99.
Well, when I was in there the other day, I looked at
to
their
finance
sandwiches.
that biggest store in Luling that they're building.
Now they have a new sandwich. It's like all the meat. So like it's the turkey.
It's
$12.99.
yeah, that's
$12.99.
That's not even a drink. That's not even.
That's not even. Big Mac.
And they only put like one slice of meat in.
They're good, but not that good. Come on, Buc-ee's. You're not like like Soup Nazi on Seinfeld or something. You can't just name your price, man.
Diego does. He goes and grabs a sandwich and goes into the stall and eats it.
He's going there. And then he come out. What?
Yeah, right.
He takes his sandwich and drink it to the stall while he's using the restroom.
That would be such a Diego thing.
And he eats it while he's pooping, and then he leaves and leaves the wrapper in there and never pays for it.
Man, see, we already had the visual, but Eric had to go and like say it.
Hey, shout out.
Hey,
Quick shout outs from this UFC this past weekend going down.
Let's do that, please.
Trey Ogden picking up unanimous decision
Nice.
against Fury veteran.
Fernando Padilla.
Also about Fernando Padilla, former 145 champ.
Yeah, he was. He got picked up at that 44 show.
Yeah, picking up
or 46. Look at Dana White looking for a fight.
the sweet Darce choke.
That dude's a fucking problem.
Yeah, good for him, man.
That dude's a problem.
Hey, speaking of problems, what about our boy? Shout out to Yusuf Zalal.
Yusuf.
Getting back to the UFC.
He's so funny,
sweet
man.
rear naked choke, man. Could you imagine? Now, listen, he goes to 14-5. Padilla goes to 16-5. Could you see Yusuf and Padilla?
I mean, what's Diego Lopez's record now?
Oh, he's got to be 21 and 22 or 12. Oh, he's had 3 fights in UFC now?
Yeah.
Fighting at 300 coming.
Could you see Diego Lopez and Padilla?
He's 23-6.
Padilla
Wow.
can throw, though, man.
He's 23-6, but I do think that he is. Oh, he's number 18. He's only 3 fights out from being in the top
15. Yeah.
He's fighting Sodiq Yusuf coming up. That's gonna be a banger. But
My money's always on Diego Lopez.
you can't bet against Diego Lopez, man.
Come on, man.
I like his name.
Best hire in the game. Best hire in the game.
Yeah. He was also in that movie Pearl Harbor with Ben Affleck.
But
Yeah.
Diego Lopez was.
Yeah. You didn't see him in that movie?
Was it? Is it a child? You gonna show me a picture of some immigrant child?
he was
Like on a boat somewhere.
Bro, he was in Pearl Harbor.
Does he think he's
Is he talking about Josh Hartley or something like that?
Josh Hartley.
Josh Hartley?
Yeah, something like
What
that.
kind of fucking 90s rom-com shit are you bringing up,
Josh Hartnett, I think is his
think it's
name. But yeah, but hey,
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. They're white people. Diego doesn't give a fuck about white people.
Who like, baby?
What do you call a white guy on the moon, Diego?
An astronaut?
Walking, you dumb bitch. Oh, sorry.
Racist.
Are you still working on?
Wow. Yeah, you gotta have timely references, man.
Josh.
Hey, zoom in on that one.
Diego Lopez.
Was that Diego Lopez?
This is kind of like the dichotomy of this show. Diego throws out a name that's incorrect. Eric takes
fucking rails, man.
takes his way completely away from the show to stare at his phone to try to find something. And you get the name correct.
I try, right?
And I sit here and wonder what the hell's going on.
It sounds like Diego all over again.
In this movie.
This motherfucker.
Man,
Hold on.
Shout out to Diego.
Hold on, do it again right there.
Lopez been everywhere. He's been there.
Go watch Pearl Harbor. You'll see Diego Lopez.
Diego Lopez, man.
They talking on the road. I mean,
What vacation with a resemblance?
By the way,
He went on vacation with him.
but he has a very contagious smile. Like if he smiles, you just can't see a disease.
It's contagious.
You got a prostate?
Like a rabbit?
Does he have a prostate or he's like in mid now?
No.
Do you have a prostate?
It's 2024. Okay, it's okay.
I think there's nothing wrong with it. Diego and Alejandro did the scorpion shots on the beach. Remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
What is that?
Wait, do you remember?
A shot of tequila with the scorpion in it.
Do you have a passport yet?
Man, I'm working
And
on
then
that.
it stung
My
Diego
people are working.
Nah.
It is. Hey, listen, we can talk off air. If you're in legal trouble and you just can't get a passport,
Just tell us.
like, look, we'll stop asking.
I got a passport.
Hey, I told you.
Bill, fresh out of jail.
It took my kids 30 minutes to renew their passports, man. Right down the street from your house.
That seems like a ridiculous amount of time to get permission to leave the country.
Three kids.
Look, I'm
three
coming back.
teachers,
I live here.
paperwork.
I have a house here. My bank is here. Everything. I'm coming back. Why do I need permission?
And they charge you $600
Why can't I
to
just?
do it.
God damn, man.
It's not here. It's for other countries.
Feel like
It's for other countries.
yeah, you have to pay them for the privilege to get on a plane and go to a beach and then come out. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Go to Puerto Rico. You don't need a passport.
Nah, these guys don't go to Puerto Rico. They go to Tulum. So
You ever use Goat, like the website Goat, to get shoes? No. Listen, you are a piece of shit website. So the countdown went now. I'm trying to get these off-white Air Maxes just came out. 3 seconds, it says they sold out.
Oh yeah.
Guzman and Space City bought all of them.
They probably did.
Hey, how many bots did you program to automatically buy that shit?
They probably did. You know what? Now I'm off. Now that you said that, I'm trying to win shoes so that I can go out. You know what? I'm just going to go to Space City Collective.
That's it. Exactly. That's what you need to do because you can't outrun the bots online. They set this shit up and they sell out in 3 seconds. You and your finger, it's going to take you 4 seconds just to tap the buy now button. Apple Pay. I mean, all of it. You're not going to be able to buy it quick enough.
Garbage. Diego, you ready?
I'm ready. What's up?
I don't know, man. I can't tell what you're even looking at right now.
Shot.
You another shot?
For Diego shot.
Oh, shit.
Hey, y'all hear about Brandon Moreno? This is kind of breaking news.
What about? What's how happened?
He's reached a limit in his mind. He's taking a break from MMA.
Nah.
Is that real?
That's real.
I get that.
Hey, listen, he's made enough money, man. He's done very well. He's good. There's a lot of things he can do now.
He's Rocky 3. He's at that level. Like, hey,
It's a grind.
done it all, won it all, got the money. Dude, go lay on the beach for a little bit.
You figure, when was the last time he wasn't in a title fight? I think his very last fight wasn't.
Yeah.
But he spent how many years, fighting the same guys over and over?
And that's such a competitive division, man.
I'll always be a fan of him.
For real.
Always.
Very approachable. Very approachable.
2021. From 2020, he fought. This is his fights in a row. Davison-Figueiredo, Davison-Figueiredo, Davison-Figueiredo. Then Kai Kara France, then Davison-Figueiredo. That took up 4 years of his life to fight two people.
Yeah.
And then that decision loss to Brandon Royval, I thought he won that fight.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a big Brandon Royval fan.
How about this guy?
But at the same time, man, I'm a bigger Brandon Moreno fan. That dude is great. So great to have. But, man, the grind of MMA is real.
Hey, Diego, enjoy that Howlerhead whiskey responsibly, sir.
See that?
Hold on.
Hey, kids.
That took him.
Ain't nobody choking over on this side of the table.
It definitely took him a second to get that switched over.
No, Diego, you tripping, man.
Ever
since I gave you a shot of Holly, you've been
Hey, Diego, follow my finger. Can you follow my finger? I
can.
Yeah, all right, man. It took you a minute to.
You want a shot, Wayne?
Camera. I'm good. Thank you, brother. All right.
I fixed to fill up again real quick.
I had a real tone before we got started. I'm good.
Did you guys see Jamie Varner calling out Lauren Senko?
Man, I saw that, dude.
I mean, hey, tell me about that. I really, what happened?
He was probably in her DMs, and she said, "Get lost."
That could very well be.
So, I mean,
that could very well be.
That's what happened.
So what happened? I mean, I want to know what did
He said something about her commentary sucking and her shouldn't be able to talk about stuff.
Be able to talk about this since you never fought.
She's not a fighter.
Yeah, but she fought.
If you've never fought, then you shouldn't be talking about this. And then who was the female fighter that chimed in? Kind of piggybacked right in behind him.
I forget who that was.
But she was saying the same thing. Yeah, she shouldn't be talking about this. If you've never fought, you've never done this, then blah, blah, blah. Well, Senko came in very professionally, very clean, very diplomatic. Y'all, with all the receipts. And then Fight Pass followed up with some footage, I think, of Lauren Senko in the cage fighting at 105. The only reason she didn't, pursue a career is because there's no 105 division in the UFC. But, yeah, she very tactfully dropped a fucking mic in their face.
So not only did Lauren fight, she fought on the same card as Jamie Varner.
Yeah. That's what her Lauren Senko's best friend braided Jamie's hair before the fight, I think is what I read.
Yeah,
How do you not remember this person? This is like a pivotal moment in your life.
Well, to be fair, listen, she only had one professional fight. Now,
But she still did it.
I think she had another fight that was probably been an amateur. So I would assume maybe that's why Jamie didn't remember.
Has John Anik ever fought?
No.
Then nobody talks shit about him.
No. But I don't necessarily think...
Right?
I don't necessarily
Right?
think the commentary has to have MMA experience. Mike Goldberg never fought, and he was a fucking legend. Mm-hmm. You're like Raheel Ramzanali has never fought.
He's knowledgeable too.
But I guarantee you, if you sit down and try to talk about MMA,
There's some great coaches out there who have never fought, and they can coach, and they can hold pads, and they can teach techniques.
That's their strength.
So I mean, I think he was just hating, man. He might have been drinking.
Hey, that's always a possibility.
He might have been drinking.
Got to be careful.
Jumped in
with
her
those Twitter
DMs.
fingers.
She said, "Get lost," and he got his ass. Hurt.
Or she left him on red.
or somebody like Greg Jackson.
Right.
Greg Jackson's never fought. There's done some grappling tournaments.
I thought he did kickboxing.
He maybe MMA. He's never had MMA.
No. I did amateur boxing, did a little amateur grappling.
But I think Does it help to have some knowledge in your booth? Of course.
It's a plus.
Of course it does.
That's what your color commentator's for.
But it's not 100% needed. Listen, I think TJ DeSantis is one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to
Been in the
MMA.
game a long time.
Who do you ever beat, brother?
He don't like sweaty margaritas.
Sweaty margaritas.
No.
TJ DeSantis. Next time he comes, I'm going to get him 3 sweaty margaritas. And he's going to drink all 3 of them. You hear that, TJ? So if you don't want to drink 3, don't come.
I think it
No, TJ, just come hang out anyways, man. I'll drink a couple of them for you.
It's kind of like when people talk about referees having to have had fights or judges having to have had fights. I don't think doing something makes you
An expert.
I don't know if I agree with that, though. Because, like, what if they've been fucked on certain things and they have some sort of
That's what I'm saying. Like,
feeling and they come in there emotionally because of things that have happened to them? Like,
Listen,
A referee stopped my fight because of this bullshit. So let me give forward, yeah.
or let me not stop it, let the dude get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah.
I do think you have to have knowledge, and you gain some knowledge just comes through experience. And that can be gained in a gym. You know, a referee doesn't need to know what a fighter's going through in order to stop a
Or the weight
situation.
cut, or
I think you look at it locally. We got Ryan Thompson.
Yeah, Ronnie Thompson.
Phenomenal. He's a phenomenal judge, and I think he's a phenomenal ref and judge, and he's new. You know, and when you look at him and you look at someone like Jeff Retro, I think Jeff Retro is the class A. You got Retro, Joe Solis, like these are the guys who are experienced. They've been in there, they've put the time in, they're coaching, their knowledge is unparalleled. But then you got these new guys coming in like Ryan, and you know Ryan's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, so like he's an old brown belt. He's been around for a while, but he also has taken the time. And I rarely hear this. He's like, before the fights, I watch these guys' fights. Even as a judge, I watch their fights to see I want to know what they're good at, what they're doing.
We talk like before a lot of the events and after too, man, and he'll break every fight down that guy's ever had and tell you, what he's done. He studies our guys and anybody in general, but specifically like the fights that he's going to be judging and watching. He learns these fighters' tendencies and things like that, man. He's in a league of his own, I feel like.
I think there's a big difference in guys who train and then guys who fight. But then also, like, the armchair quarterback who's just sitting there watching it on TV.
Yeah, exactly. Who says this is the way it should have been, and this is what they should have done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a lot of love for Ryan Thompson on the Fury Unleashed podcast. Hey,
I love Live Oak Vodka.
yeah, we do. Diego, how are you looking over there? Garcia, you some more Live Oak?
Shout out to hey, come on, Diego, give me this camera right here.
hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Turn it in. There we go. There we go.
Live Oak.
So where are you?
Deep roots, his strong braces. Distilled right here inside.
I love vodka.
See that?
Live Oak Texas vodka. Man,
You know what?
there's a lot of Texas vodkas that people like to buy, but you will not find a smoother, better brand of vodka than Live Oak.
I really wasn't into vodka before.
Let's go.
We got Live Oak. I kind of
Look at that form.
drank some.
Right, same.
Can I be a member? Can I be a lifetime member? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, dude, that's my thing. Like, I don't drink a whole lot of
Dude, come on.
There's 0 calories, so yeah, it's got that
Dude,
for it.
come on, man.
Smooth, man. It's so good.
Hey.
It's not like one of those cheap Russian vodkas that come in a plastic bottle on the bottom shelf at Specs.
What is it?
Hey. There's no aftergrowth. Hey, no acid. It's darker and it's oh, I don't know.
It doesn't matter what their name is. They're not Live Oak Texas vodka.
Hey, there's no
Fury Unleashed.
after smell. You know what I mean? Like you can get fucked up on vodka and then be like, hey,
Is this a professional?
I guess. I don't know. That's what alcohol is.
No matter what kind of vodka it is, you get fucked up on it.
Okay, well, let you go your hangover, pal. Live Oak is the way to go. That's all I'm saying.
No, I was saying Live Oak.
There's another cup right there. You are 4.5 in it.
What this Lauren Senko talk brought up, it made me kind of think of our broadcast booth. We have a phenomenal commentary team, and when you look at it, when you have Raheel Ramzanali, who is one of the most knowledgeable play-by-play men when it comes to just sports in general. He's been in the radio for a long, long time. And, what people don't know, he's a 2-stripe white belt in jiu-jitsu. I gave him 2 stripes probably 10 years ago. We gave him 2 stripes. And he actually, when the UFC came here and they did the first fan experience here in Houston.
Yeah, 2009.
He competed.
They had that grappling tournament there.
Grappler's Quest.
Grappler's Quest, yes.
Yes.
Eric remembers everything.
I took him.
I won gold.
I want to say I took like 5. I took like 5 students there, and he was one of them. And he competed. Didn't do great, but he actually got out there and competed. And then you got the black belt Michael Alexander, who's done a little bit of everything. And then you got fucking 20-fight UFC veteran Alex Morano, who is. We've all seen. Oh, we're so lucky, man. We've watched him grow.
Yes.
Like we literally, I remember his first like amateur fights and watching him grow up in front of my eyes, and now he's this well-respected, not just man, but martial artist.
I saw him even do boxing.
Yeah. He's been around for a long time, man. And then we bring in our part-timer TJ DeSantis, who comes in and helps us out whenever he can. And he's been around for a long time. Sure Dog Radio,
and he's been knocking suckers out the box daily.
But when you look at outside of our team, is there a commentary person that you enjoy listening to? Like, who comes to your mind when you think of MMA commentary?
UFC too?
And
Juan Adams.
Yeah,
I love him and DC and Dominic together.
I like Dominic. I like Dominic.
I'm a Rogan guy, but I like old school Rogan, like Rogan back in the day. He's still great. Don't get me wrong, but man, I'm like
Anik, DC,
Rogan with hair and Ball Rogan are 2 different guys. So I'm going Rogan with hair.
You know what? I was listening to DC doing a commentary on wrestling this weekend.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I think
that's where he comes from.
Yeah. He was so passionate. I was so excited.
For me, there's 5. I think because you have to break it up between like play-by-play and commentary. Play-by-play, John Anik may be the best of all time. Especially for a guy. Remember when he first came in, he was filling in the shoes of Goldberg, and everybody was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?
Who's this guy?" That's what you're always going to get whenever you're replacing a legend like that, dude. John Anik has like withstood the troubled waters and the test of time, dude, and now he's that guy.
This Goldberg?
Dare I say?
PFL?
He did. He might.
I'm not sure what he's doing these days. He was still in commentary for a while, but I mean, like John Anik, I feel like he's kind of surpassed Mike Goldberg.
I think he has, because definitely the UFC is so much bigger now than it was when Goldberg was here. But I do think when you look at preparation and knowledge, John Anik is the best in the game. Again, I'm not counting our 4 guys, because I think our 4 guys are outstanding. But I do think when I look at it's so hard for me to say who's better at color. I think obviously Joe Rogan's phenomenal. But I love listening to DC. I love listening to Chael break stuff down. Like when you get to hear Chael, he is so knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And then I'm on the fence with Michael Bisping. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, he's really awesome. But fucking Dominic Cruz, I love hearing him because he will cut you down so quick too. And he's like, no, that's not right. We don't. That's not true.
And you're kind of supposed to look out for your partners, man. And you're not supposed to kind of go into business for yourself. Yeah. And hey, no, you're wrong, asshole. This is the way. Just help him out or whatever. Make him look better. But
he's just being Dominic Cruz.
I know. I get it. He's Jesse the Body Ventura, right?
You know what? I miss
that to you, right, in Tulsa.
In Tulsa, yeah, Mike Alexander. Carry me under the bus. Are we going there real quick? Yeah.
The wrong submission.
Was it a Darce? I believe it was a Darce. I asked the ladies at K-side there from the state, and they're like, I don't know. Ask him. I'm trying to get confirmation. Ask the ref, hey, Darce or guillotine? And whatever the last word that came out of my mouth is what he was going to agree. He was like, yeah, guillotine. So I say guillotine and on the post-fight interview.
But that's not your job. You're out of
Hey, he's not a jiu-jitsu guy. Wait, he man, doesn't know jiu-jitsu to know different between Darce and a guillotine, but the angle that they ran, I couldn't tell if he had a Darce.
Shout out to Mike Alexander.
I got a lot of love for Mike Alexander. That's my boy. But yes, he threw me under the bus and then drove it over me.
They throw me on the bus all the time.
We do throw under the bus a lot. But to be fair, for your job, it's not for you. No. You don't go in there and decide what's something. You say, hey, what was it?
No, confirm. Usually I'm like, hey, that was guillotine, right? Hey, that was rear naked choke, right? And they're confirming, but whenever I don't see the angle or whatever, I'm like, hey, what was that?
That's not your job. Your job is to repeat what they tell you.
Yeah.
If they tell you 2 minutes and 30 seconds, well, actually, guys, it was 2:35. You say what?
There have been instances where they've said it was the wrong thing. Like, hey, I think it was that. You should check with the ref, and they do, and then it's like, okay, yeah. Oh, you were right. But more often than not, we don't have to worry about that.
This weekend, Kenny Florian stepped back from commentating.
I saw that.
he was somebody I really enjoyed.
You know what? You're right.
Day, man, whenever he first started commentating after his fight career, that was a guy, as a novice fan, I mean, I was like, dude, this guy, man, he's really good. He's very intelligent. You can listen to him. He broke everything down.
Yeah.
Alex Morono reminds me a lot of him on commentary.
Man, Alex is so good.
Yes, his fight IQ is just off the charts, man.
Somebody asked me the other day, so we switch every now and then. Well, on Challenger shows, we have Morano does the interviews in the cage, and then with her amateur does one in the cage as well. And somebody asked me why he doesn't do them on the Fight Pass ones. Well, that's Michael Alexander's job. Michael Alexander, he's very good at his interviews. He gets there and he gets it done. Shout out to his tailor, who has not got me and Eric and Wayne a coat yet, but we're waiting on those.
I would like one too. Even in the picture, dog.
No, yeah, Diego, let's get 4 coats with Fury inside them. Bring him out here.
I would like that very much.
I think Alex Morono asks better questions and can probably get us a jacket.
Oh, damn, Michael.
I kid.
But man, when Alex gets there and give interviews, he's very good.
Yeah, man.
He's very good, and I think the cool thing that we have done and that we continue to do is we get to showcase again Alex and his ability. And I think when you look at Raheel and Michael and TJ, these are guys who other places wish they had. Mm-hmm. Like, people wish they had our commentary team. We're very, very lucky because sometimes, and Wayne, this goes to you as well because you're part of the commentary team. I can tell you that Fight Pass has sat there and told Eric and I, man, this insert promotion's name announcer is fucking terrible. He ruins the show. Like, he forgets things. He just goes off on his own. But they've never said anything but positive stuff about you. And that's why you're the Hall of Famer, baby.
Shout out UFC Fight Pass. Thank you.
Diego, why doesn't his lower third say Hall of Famer?
For real, dude.
All right.
Because he's a hater.
No, I'm not.
Just a hater?
No, I'm your biggest fan.
Nah, all right, I love you too, brother.
Stan over here. What are we doing, man?
Are you with that?
Damn.
Hello,
What are you doing for lunch today?
Yeah, hey,
You got go kid pick up today?
I got to pick up EJ. Even though he has a car, I got to pick him up today and take him to get a haircut.
Have you thought about letting him drive?
I've thought about teaching him to drive the car you bought for him.
He's driving a little bit.
All right. Ashton's right behind him. He's turning 16 in May, so I'm like trying to get him.
Hey, teach him blind spot, because my son fucking wait.
We said the F all the time. What
Diego said the N word. You trying to get us canceled? Fuck that kid, Diego.
idiot? I don't mean fuck your kid. I mean, like, fuck that kid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Blind spot. Teach him blind spot.
Diego, if this full ass drink falls on me, I'm gonna be very upset.
My bad. Hold on.
Diego, what do you call?
Watch Diego.
What do you call a blind guy on the moon, Diego?
Drink it, Diego. Look, you zoomed in. They're watching you fake drink.
Oh, Diego, Jesus. You all right over there?
That's first day on the job.
Damn, Diego.
Damn. All right, so Eric's out for the lunch spot, so I guess we're not going to Poncho's. We're not going to raise the flag today.
Thought we was going to Poncho's. What time you pick up?
Ponchos.
What time you 30?
We got Poncho's has the food right there. You just go.
I live
Put it on a plate and
30
eat it.
minutes from here.
Shit.
30 minutes?
No.
Listen, hey, I'm
50
I'm
minutes.
saying I'll go to Poncho's if you go to Poncho's. I'm going to fucking home. That's it. I got a 50-minute drive, man, to get home. All right.
No Ponchos.
Hey, so going up, we got 414 Fury Amateur Series 52. Is that all right? Yeah, Fury Amateur Series 52.
It's probably like 100, really.
It's been a lot, man. And then 420.
It'll be the best one.
Hey, you know what we ought to do? We ought to try to coordinate all of our like Fury FC, Submission Hunter Pro, Fury Amateur Series, like the 100th event. They're all we're all kind of around 90-ish. We ought to try to put them all in one weekend, like Friday night Amateur Series, Saturday night.
You'll have no voice for yourself.
Sounds fucking
Saturday. You think? Are you putting it on me? You think I can't do it, brother? Let me tell you something, dude. I can pull it off if you can. Would it be a massive Fury Fighting Championship
Done
weekend?
Friday, Sunday before.
We have.
Yes, we have.
Hey, I'm not scared to throw a Saturday in there.
Was that hard? You know what
No.
we should do? We should
Challenging.
We have Tech Court on 7/12 Friday. Let's go ahead and fucking book something for Sunday.
Come back here?
Yeah.
So we did last time.
Let's do it.
Fuck my ass.
What are you going to do?
All right, we're going to do it.
Hey, man, this is a
Hey, listen, how cool would it be?
It was our head idea.
What about
I think we're all, we sober up. That's
in
fine.
Texas on Sunday?
Where?
Austin.
Hey, shout out to the ghost, Nick Gonzalez. Nick came over to me and goes, hey, man, I heard you guys were coming to Austin. I was like, yeah, we definitely been kicking it around. He's like, please come out to Austin.
He wants to fight.
No, well, he might want to fight. He might want to come in there and get a retirement fight.
Ray Trujillo.
Hey, man.
First Hall of Fame.
Hey, man. Look, dude. Look. We can do this if you want. Look, man. Are you going to try to tell me?
And then put my head on.
Are you going to try to tell me that Ray Trujillo was not a pivotal figure in the first, say, 10 Fury Fighting Championships?
He was a pivotal figure for not returning ticket money.
Hey, all that aside, I was not privy to that side of the business back then, so I don't care. All right.
Put my head on.
So hey, why keep booking the guy then? Exactly. Bullshit. He's a fighter. He's a fighter, dude. You line him up, and he'll knock him down.
Hey, before I forget about it, I want to give a shout out to RC Guzman.
Oh, I know, man.
Who didn't get to fight this weekend.
Hey, I had other ones to line up too, but
over pretty much some just straight up bullshit.
He wants to fight 414 here.
He deserves to fight 414.
So we need to find somebody that'll fight him at 7.
Yeah, we'll find someone to fight RC.
Amateur.
Completely not his fault. Very unprofessional from the person who.
Why?
yeah,
What happened?
His opponent didn't show up to the venue on fight day. And the only place that's happened, like one other time that I can think of,
Denver, right?
San Antonio.
Yeah.
San Antonio, the Denver guy was
That's
different.
the back door in San Antonio. Remember who?
The Denver guy.
Gloves.
Yeah, he stole our gloves and he walked out of the venue. He showed up and he walked out. The Denver guy showed up with 50 family members and couldn't get free tickets, so he left or whatever. That's a different thing. But San Antonio, that's the only place that has happened. What's up with San Antonio in that regard, man?
So I've had it happen one other time at a different promotion, and the fighter made weigh-ins, made face-offs, and then decided not to come to the venue. And they found him in his coach said, we found him in a park, just randomly talking to himself. I'm like, okay. Well, this guy decided that because his coaches didn't come in, and what he texted was that he didn't have a game plan. Well, what the fuck were you doing leading up to this?
Where are you in your fight camp playing Nintendo? What the fuck, man?
Hey, and shout out the first person. The first person to say I'll corner him was Eric, and then Jeff Retro goes, well, I'll corner him right now. Go warm him up. And listen, especially if you're an amateur and you're fighting,
what a missed opportunity for that guy, man. Could you imagine having Jeff fucking Rexroad in your corner?
Could you imagine pulling up to a venue and fucking pulling out?
Eric and Rex in your corner?
Listen, had me and Rex cornered him, that would have been a bad.
Oh, he'd have lost for sure.
Then I bet RC did that one, but
Hey, sorry.
No, RC, you're going to be over there.
You're lucky that your opponent left the building. But no, hey, man, you guys tried to make good, and the guy left anyway, so, he just didn't want to
Whatever
fight.
it takes to
I could have. But why wait? Why go to the weigh-ins? Why go through all the fucking trouble and then fight day?
And I know
on yourself, man.
I know we said we don't. We know we don't talk about amateurs on the show. But Cade Forrador and Zeke Cates.
Well, that was like a pro fight, bro.
That was a pro level fight.
Yeah, it was, man.
Shout out. Pro fight.
I'm excited to see those two guys at the next level.
I thought that they would go pro after that fight.
Yeah.
Andrew's like probably 25 for Cade.
What? Mouth hugs.
Dude, how long we're gonna keep that dude around?
Mouth hugs. Craig strikes again.
Cade won?
He broke his hand?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
I don't know. Maybe he
Do
did.
you know something we don't know?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he did. He doesn't really want to get it checked out.
So-
Wrap his hands.
A doctor came over with a sign off on this fighter's broken hand thing. And he's like, hey, do you know where the promoter is? Eric wasn't right there in his spot. And I'm like, no, I don't. Well, I need him to sign off on this.
You should have said I'll sign for him.
I said, okay, but he's not here right now. So he can't sign off on it because he's not here right now. So he stood there while the fight's going on, tapping his toes. This is the next fight. He's tapping his toes behind me and all this and da-da-da. And I'm watching the fight because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what you pay me to do. Watch the fights and know what the fuck's going on. He's waiting. And well, can you text him? I was like, I could, but he still won't be here to sign up. If you'd like to sit down and wait for him, you can. Oh, well, I have to watch the fights.
Or just leave the form there. And
Exactly. This is a doctor. Okay, I'm going to 10 years of schooling, and that's why I was like, sir, you're welcome to leave the contract right here, and when he comes back, he'll see it. I'll let him know that he needs to sign it, and you can go watch the fights.
That's one of my. I guess that's what
Sierra said I was snippy. Sierra was like, golly, Wayne, you were snippy today. Me? This guy is hovering over me, looking for Eric.
My biggest pet peeve is right after a fight, the state comes and stands over my shoulder to collect checks. So listen, guys, these fighters are not leaving without getting paid.
Yeah.
You don't have to hover over me and put your breath in.
But that was the other thing I told him while he was standing there waiting. I was like, we talked about it beforehand. You bring in 2 cutmen who are very professional, very capable of wrapping hands and protecting fighters' hands. That's their job. That's what they get paid to do. You have guys who refuse that. No. I want my coach to wrap my hands. I want my mom to wrap my hands. I want my uncle. I want my Theo. My Theo's been wrapping my hands since USA Boxing, man. So, okay, fine. And then they end up breaking their hands. So I told the doctor, I was like, hey.
Shout out to you,
I would just like to let you know, Eric said before the event, I was like, do you know who wrapped his hands? And he's like, no, I don't. I was like, well, it's going to matter because Eric's not signing checks for anybody that had their coach wrap their hands. We have cutmen that wrap hands.
Their mama.
Yeah. Shout out to Lin Cho and Milkman Joe.
Yeah.
Yes,
Lin Cho. Actually, I probably owe that doctor like a lunch or something. Well, you know,
very well.
I may have been a little hard on him, but
People inside of our tech zone, listen. We have a very clean tech zone that we want to present on Fight Pass.
yeah, this isn't some like random promotion that you usually work. It's going to be broadcast worldwide.
So we have places to put special guests. We have places for
Great
those
seats.
Yeah, great seats.
Great
seats for people. But to have the assumption that you can just show up with your family and run into the tech zone because you're working, that's not going to work.
Never fly with the UFC.
Yeah.
Ever.
Put some more cheers behind me because my mom is going to be here.
Yeah. Listen, we act as if. Everyone should understand that phrase. You work as if you were trying to get the job you want. You dress as if you were trying to get to where you want. So we present ourselves as if we are the UFC. So just to make sure going forward that you understand when one of us tells you no, that's the bottom line, man. That's it. And if Eric tells you no, don't come running to me and asking me for something. And if I tell you no, don't go to Eric and ask him for something. Don't go to Diego. Don't go to fucking Wayne. Listen, just
don't come to me at all. Ask that doctor in San Antonio. Don't come to Wayne.
And during the show, leave me alone, man. You all right over there, Diego?
Hey, if your fighter has a difficult name to pronounce, come to me. Let me know that.
Down and then pour it.
That's one of the worst.
If you have like a cool nickname you want, come to me. But if you like want me to, hey, where's Eric so I can get seats and put them right here? Dude, don't come to me for that.
No. I want to give a quick shout out to Narcorp Productions for helping me out. Wasn't able to make Wayne 6 pictures, man. Thank you so much for out there and taking some pictures. Every other photographer, no, you cannot have a media pass. Sorry. If you're with an actual media company, sure.
If you're with Alex Behunin,
If you're Alex Behunin Productions, I got you. I got you. Shout out to Alex Behunin. Shout out to Walker. Shout out to all the man. Listen, we have our team that helps us throw over the nation is amazing. We have some amazing people that help us out, and the Fury brand is only getting better and better. And there's so many. If we tried to thank everybody that works for us, like it would take us forever. No thank you to Mark though, and no thank you to Ricky either. To be honest,
Yeah, no.
big thank you to Bubba Sparks, man. Great job this weekend.
Sparks, Bebop.
Hey, look, it's been great this year. This first quarter of this year has been absolutely amazing. We're going to end it with a crazy card with Aswell and Nate Richardson.
Man, that's a title fight that is a long time in the making.
I'm so pumped, man.
Dude, I can't wait for that one.
Do you remember, Eric? You remember when people were? Everybody wanted to fight Mike Aswell at one time.
Yeah.
At one time,
He's a killer.
everybody wanted to.
Everybody thought they'd be the guy to pick up, expose them, whatever. But as he's taking on tougher opponents, he's showing, hey, what you have up your sleeve isn't going to work on me.
Yeah, 100%. People used to call us, text us, message everything.
Was it because they had the recipe or?
They thought they did.
They thought they did. They thought they did. And what people forget about Mike Aswell, really any fighter, look at Mike Aswell's career. Progressively, his fights got harder. Mm-hmm. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
And now he's at a floor where he's just like, I don't care.
Mike Aswell has never turned anyone down.
Oh, he hasn't.
He has said, hey, man, I got tests this week. Let me go to this card. But he has never said, I won't fight this person.
Well, he's got his biggest test coming up. April 21st.
Nate
Richardson.
My birthday month.
Nate Richardson's a fucking problem.
Yes.
Man.
That dude.
That's Diego Lopes.
That dude, talk about a guy who spoils shit. He comes in. We bring Diego Lopes.
That should be his nickname.
Diego Lopes
Not the
needs-
natural.
needs
Spoil
one
it.
fucking win.
Yeah.
One win.
Yep.
Nate Richards says, not on my watch, baby. Not
on my watch.
Hey, what?
AY. AY needed one win, probably on contender, be done for the rest of the year. Not on my watch, baby.
Yeah, man.
AY's a problem too, man.
Yes, he.
And we AY and Torres.
Justice Torres is a problem too.
Dude, Trujillo and Trujillo. Did I say Trujillo? Trujillo?
Trujillo's what you meant, but that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out Howard Head Whiskey.
Howlerhead.
Hey, I'm excited for 421, and then right after that, 428, ending the first quarter strong with our 8-man tournament for Submission Hunter Pro. This is going to be exciting. We're going to announce soon some next upcoming dates for Submission Hunter as well. I'm hoping we get back to some team formats at some point. Listen,
Team ones are fun.
Tag team.
I'm going to say guys really, really quietly because I don't even want to take offense. Stop being bitches and put your team together. 4 people, 750 pounds. Stop being bitches.
We did $10,000 for that.
$10,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me find 3 more.
But I find more.
And Diego, let's find a couple of hard hitters.
Let's do a Fury team. Us 4, right?
Hey.
You see Erickson? Hey, he's in. Why are you? You can't pull your.
Hey,
Who's
hey,
gonna be the opponent?
hey, find an 11-year white belt. I'd take
I'm gonna be like an Igor. What's his name? I'll put a bite mark on somebody.
Listen, we don't have a weak link in this group. We don't have a weak.
I'll fish hook somebody there. Right, man. I've been.
Wait, with our
He is for sure going to get disqualified in the first minute of the fucking fight.
Why just came out his fucking eye? But hey, I'll play it off. I'll argue with the ref. I'll give y'all plenty of time to warm up for who.
No, listen, if we go promotion versus promotion, listen, you bring your matchmakers, VPs, presidents, production directors, the commentators, announcers.
Oh man,
Let's go.
there you go.
Let's go.
You gotta think about that.
I'm just saying, 10K, we'll put it up. Let's do it. And Stephen Tecchi will double it. I don't know if he will.
Walker Van Way, he'll double it.
This first quarter's been amazing. I'm excited to end it with this next little run we got. Man, we got an Easter weekend break. We got next week, 2 weeks in a row off. When the fuck was the last time?
Man, yeah, dude, it's been a minute.
Enjoy it, because it ain't coming for a while, because we're going to be back on the road again. But thank you, everybody who's tuned in. Thank you, everybody who's part of Fury. We wouldn't be where we are without you, the fans, and the fighters who make this happen. Thank you guys so much. And Wayne, you know what time it is, baby.
Baby, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
Your mom's a whore. Fury Unleashed is brought to you by Live Oak Vodka. No matter what is thrown our way, Texans have a way of not only surviving, but rising above it. Call it determination. We have the heart of a mighty oak. That mighty oak can be found in the spirit of Live Oak Vodka, Texas's only handmade vodka. Check them out now at coastalbendistilling.com. Live Oak Vodka, baby. Let's go.